It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
Car con carne is partnering with Buona, and in fact, you can get 10% off your online or app orders just by using my promo code. It's Carne10, C-A-R-N-E 10. And if you're planning a holiday party, anything, any kind of gathering for the holiday season, Buona makes catering easy. Imagine, if you will, the signature Italian beef as a ready-made sandwich or a side of rigatoni marinara. Catering starts at $12.95 per person. Let Buona take care of everything this season. Buona.com/catering. So this week, we are not in the car. We are not in my home. We're somewhere special. We're diving into the world of fantasy and sci-fi. Otherworld Theatre, 3914 North Clark Street. They've been bringing theatrical experiences in the worlds of sci-fi and fantasy for going on 10 years now. And their new production, Winter in the Wildwood, looks like the kind of thing that every family should find a way to get to. That opens on Thursday. We're recording this on Monday, the 6th. That opens on Thursday. My guest is Otherworld Artistic Director Tiffany Keane. Tiffany, hello.
Hello.
All right. First off, an admission, a confession. I'm embarrassed to say this is my first time here, and I never want to leave.
Good. That's good news for me.
You walk in off the street. The name of the place is Otherworld, and this does feel. It feels like I slipped through a portal.
That's like the best.
I mean, there's a magical vibe to what you're doing here. So before we talk about the new production, let's take a step back. Tell me some history of Otherworld.
Sure. So we started in 2012. I had graduated Columbia College Chicago at the time. And
now I graduated Columbia too. Is there a mascot? I was about to say, like, go.
No,
go
Renegades.
Cougars. Yeah,
it's. And did we have sports?
I don't think
there was
so.
no sports. We were all artists.
Right.
I graduated in 2012 and was looking at like career choices as an artist, especially in the theater world. I was a theater director, and it was kind of like two paths. You either AD for a while, assistant direct, and hope someone will give you a chance to direct something, or you start your own theater company. And I was very nervous to do either of those things, kind of was in a rut. And unfortunately, my favorite author, Ray Bradbury, passed away right in June of 2012, right when I graduated.
A local hero, Ray Bradbury.
Local hero, national hero,
a treasure.
My hero. Fahrenheit 451 really opened my eyes to science fiction. He was just my idol. And it was on my bucket.
As idols go, that's a good one to pick.
And I really wanted to meet him, and it was on my bucket list to meet him, and I was so sad that I was never going to have that opportunity. And Ray Bradbury has a quote, and it's, "Jump off a cliff and build your wings on the way down." And I read that quote, mourning his passing, and I was like, Ray Bradbury would want me to do my own theater company. He would tell me to do it. So I kind of felt like I had his spiritual guide, as it were. And so I started my own theater company right out of college, just got friends together, was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you also want to do this thing? And loved science fiction and fantasy, wanted to stage it, wanted to bring a theatrical experience to the genre. And that's how Otherworld was born.
I mean, this is a corner of the live theater experience. This is an otherwise unoccupied niche in the Chicago theater scene.
Yeah, we're definitely I was fringy. A lot of Chicago theater is all, based on the realism, like real life experiences on stage, seeing life on stage, ensemble building. That's what Steppenwolf is known for. Mm-hmm. And we are nerds doing theater. We love transporting our audiences to other worlds and, experiencing genre live. And I'm just so happy that you talked about like this feeling like a portal, because that's exactly what we wanted it to feel. We wanted you to walk inside and be like, I'm somewhere else.
And
I'm not in Kansas anymore.
And let's face it, especially rolling off the past year we all rolled off of, when we go out and see entertainment, when we go out for live theater, we want to be transported. The value of escapism has never been more important, it feels like, than right now. So this scratches an itch.
Yeah, and I think that we are all also looking for human connection, and especially right now when we've been in our homes for so long, having physical experience is really treasured, I think, and that's why we made it through the COVID, and it was really hard for a lot of theaters, not just our theater, during COVID, staying afloat, staying alive, and we made it. Thanks to our patrons and thanks to Chicago for all they did with us, our grant organizations. We couldn't have done it without them. So to do theater again is just such a blessing. I feel very blessed.
Staying on the fantasy and sci-fi tip for a second, what excites me about this place, when I was a kid, I remember my parents taking me to the Organic Theater, a theater on Lincoln Avenue, to see Warp.
Yes.
Which was like the first big sci-fi stage
Stuart
production.
Gordon.
Right. That made a mark on me. I remember there's full frontal nudity. For whatever reason, that stayed in my head for a while too. But I loved the idea as a kid. I love the idea as a big kid now of doing that sort of experience on stage.
And that's a lot of people talk about Warp when they come to our space, being like, this feels like you guys should do Warp. Warp should stay in the 70s. It's
Absolutely.
very much of its time.
All the way down to the Neil Adams artwork, yes.
Yes. John Hurd played Lord Cumulus.
Indeed.
So it's such a legend. And it's actually really funny. Stuart Gordon actually sent me the script for Warp. And I have a card in a frame at home from him being like, hope you like it. So that's like a little treasure.
I love it.
Especially since he passed recently. So
let's talk a little bit about what you have opening again this Thursday. We're here.
Friday.
Oh, I said Thursday. I meant Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. Thursday's final dress.
Okay.
Very important in the theater. Don't come Thursday.
Bad idea. Bad idea. Come on Friday. All right, so it's Winter in the Wildwood.
Yes.
This is a bring the family experience. Mm-hmm. When I read the description, it sounded like we were going to be outside. It sounded like we were going to go walking through a forest. I'm like, I'm not dressed warm enough for this. I should have worn gloves. But no, this entire experience is contained in this theater, which I mentioned to you before is deceptively large. You'd never guess. It's like the TARDIS. You'd never guess walking on the street how
much bigger on the inside.
Yeah, you'd never guess walking on the street.
Yeah. It is indoors because we like heat here at Otherworld Theater. We like
fans,
staying
yeah.
cozy.
Mm-hmm.
But we have created an immersive environment where we've, gotten Christmas trees and we've lightened them up. So you are still walking through the theater space. And so it is still walking through the forest, but definitely contained indoors. So you don't have to, button up.
And you walked me through the space before we sat down. It is, I'll probably overuse the word immersive. It is an immersive experience, an immersive holiday experience. I mean, my first thought was, oh, this is definitely, if my kids were younger, they would want to come here every night up until Christmas.
Amazing. That's like the best, positive feedback you could have given me.
And what a great thing to do with kids. I mean, an atypical, not standard Christmas experience. Let's go see live theater, independent theater.
Yeah, and it's interactive. So, you have that interactive experience with our actors. You'll be able to talk to them, ask them questions. Your kids will be able to talk and ask them questions. They'll be, again, it's that human connection that, with COVID just feels so bereft.
Yeah,
everyone, I feel
sure.
bereft.
I feel weird sitting
especially
here with you right now.
Yeah, and especially, the children also feel very bereft. So we really wanted to have an interactive experience with them, but also keeping it really safe. So each show only has 10 people that do the walkthrough experience. Great. So yeah, and then we disinfect the space right after, and then we have another show. But we keep it really intimate.
For safety reasons and for entertainment reasons, that's great.
Yeah, we can get that one-on-one connection with every single person that comes through the doors, for sure.
So we've described it as immersive. We've kind of set the scene. What exactly is this production? What's the
thread?
What's the story?
So the story is that this is the Wildwood. You are entering the Wildwood space. You guys are outsiders coming in. and the winter lights are fading. And we need the outsiders' help because only outsiders can help us bring back the Wildwood lights. So we go on an adventure and quest and the mystery and finding out why the Wildwood lights are fading. And spoiler alert, you're triumphant in helping us. And you might meet a dragon. That's another thing. Yes.
Can your independent theater do that?
His name is Izaz. He is the star of the show. He has his own trailer out back.
Of course.
Only green M&Ms for him.
And for the adults who are being good parents and sharing the experience with the kids, themed beverages.
Yes. Yes.
What you can't see, the camera is perched on top of the bar right now. Behind the camera is this wondrous bar, the kind of bar I'd want to see replicated in every home's basement across America. This is lovely.
Yes, our apothecary has all sorts of ailments and help you with any of your ailments.
I don't want ailments. We've been wrestling with the pandemic for a while. No ailments.
It's a cure. It's only cures here. But all joking aside, like the outsiders, it's part of our lore. So everyone has a beverage when they walk in because to stay in the Wildwood as an outsider, you must partake in eating or drinking of the world, of the Wildwood. So please have a cocktail.
What a good policy.
What a good policy.
I support what Otherworld's doing here.
Great.
So again, it's winter in the Wildwood. It goes until January 9th, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday nights. I have more questions for you, but first, today's show is sponsored by Buona, celebrating 40 years of their family business. Say happy anniversary by ordering from the Buona app. Take 10% off with my promo code Carne10. That's what we call a mid-roll.
I love it.
So, Otherworld's been around for almost 10 years. Can you, as that fresh out of college, ambitious post-student, have imagined that you would have built this little pocket universe for yourself?
Never. It's really quite just a journey, and I still can't believe, looking back, all of the trials and tribulations, small business ownership, entrepreneurship, marketing. Yeah. There are so many things that we were just learning as we went because I only learned theater directing.
You didn't
I
learn
didn't
the
learn
art of business.
Or grants or nonprofit management. It's so multifaceted and very overwhelming. But also so glad that I have now all these tools in my toolkit, you know? And I'm not just an artist, but I am also a businesswoman, and I am also an entrepreneur, and I do also know how to market. So, blessings from those challenges.
When you walked me around, we went on the tour, and we looked in the backstage area, we looked at the costuming, you said, we're all nerds here. This really is, this moment in time that we're in right now, this is the time of the nerds. This is the right situation, right time. I mean, nerd culture is pop culture now.
Yeah, I think that's like a happy accident that Otherworld started in 2012 because I feel like it was Iron Man that really started making nerd culture mainstream. I mean, obviously there was conventions and things like that, but really having nerds take over media the way that it has really, I think, started with like Marvel Universe and everyone partaking in these, fantastical stories and making it more mainstream. And we just happened to start right when that was happening. So again, lots of blessings. And maybe Bradbury's looking out for us up there.
And speaking of Bradbury, you talked about Fahrenheit 451. You've done that as a production here.
It was our first production because I felt like we owed it to Bradbury because he inspired this whole thing. And that's why we named one of our theaters after him as well. The Bradbury Theater is our largest theater space here at Otherworld. I owe him a lot from that one quote that he said so many years ago, but it really kept me going. And even, through pandemic and COVID stuff, like you just have to keep flying, keep going, keep on jumping off cliffs.
I mean, you've done productions about vampires and aliens and space travel. I'm sure from a costuming and set design perspective, that's a lot of work.
It's funny that you say that because to me it's not work at all. It's so joyous. And to me, making realism sets seems tedious and boring. Like, everyone knows what a living room looks like. And if you don't get that living room exactly right, people walk in and they go, this isn't really a living room. Like, I can tell that wall is fake, blah, blah, blah. But making a cryo unit. What does that look like? Well, we went to the dump site and we found an old shower and we lined it with bubble wrap and plastic, and I think it looks pretty great.
That's brilliant.
And I'm like, yeah, and that, it cost maybe $50. And I thought it looked amazing, especially when the actors, it was all silhouetted and the actors were like putting their hands to the bubble wrap, and it was so like translucent and cool. And that's the joy of, no one knows what a spaceship really looks like. And, it's almost like intimidating of how you're really only limited by your imagination. So I love making worlds that no one has gone to, and I think that it's so much more easier to hook an audience when they're like, I'm on another planet, versus I'm in someone's living room.
Now, are you involved with the LARP scene?
Yes.
Now, I think all of America just became acquainted with LARPing, the LARP scene, because of Hawkeye. Because that was a big plot point in the recent episode.
So, yeah, that's true. I think that mainstream, what people think LARPing is not actually what LARP can be, right? We all have the meme of the man in the woods screaming firebolt and just throwing his hacky sack. And it's still that. It still can be that. But LARP can also be so much more. So the LARPs that we do are all-inclusive, immersive locations where we take over castles, and you stay in the castle over the course of 3 to 4 days, and all the food you eat are themed to that world that you're living in, and essentially you are the protagonist of your own tale, and we build you an experience that you get to be the hero of your own journey.
This is Fantasy Island.
It's Fantasy Island, yeah. And, everyone's in costume. We have NPC actors at
NPC.
Non-playable character.
Got it.
So actors, it's a someone you don't play.
Got it.
And we essentially as an ensemble build the experience and quests for you to go on with your fellows. And yeah, we have one coming up in February, which is Albion School of Sorcery. So that's a magic school. So you get to take magical classes and fight the magisterium over a course of 4 days.
What a blast.
It's amazing.
What a blast.
It is one of the joys of my life, for sure.
Again, we're here at Otherworld this coming Friday, not Thursday. It's winter in the Wildwood. It runs through the holidays, through New Year's Eve, through New Year's Day. It wraps up in early January. Now that things are, I'm not going to say back to normal, now that the doors are open again, now that you are doing live production again, what does 2022 look like for Otherworld?
Well, I will say that we are taking it month by month because we're still living in strange territory.
Mm-hmm. And that's coming from the person who runs Otherworld.
Yes. New civilizations boldly going
mm-hmm.
where society has not gone before. And so, I think that quarterly we have plans, but we really, since we don't know what variants and things like that, we don't want to plan too far ahead so we don't have to cancel anything. But it's knocking on all the woods and praying to the Bradburys above us, who might be watching us and looking down at us. We are very excited. There's a lot of things coming to Chicago in 2022. WorldCon is the big one. The ChiCon convention of all the science fiction and fantasy writers coming to Chicago over Labor Day weekend. And so I'm really excited for them to come and experience Chicago. I bet.
Well, I love the space. I hope that 2022 continues down this path that we're on right now, because what a great space, what a great opportunity, what a great experience. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And if you're watching this, if you're listening, go to Otherworld. You know where it is. It's like a half mile north of Wrigley. It's on Clark Street, Clark and Irving Park. Super easy to get to. Love this space. Thank you again.
Thank you.